My chosen one. Something is happening around you right now that you cannot see with your physical eyes, but your spirit has already begun to feel it. Your destiny is activating right now. Archangel Michael says, pay attention. Don't lose this time. This is not a motivational sentence. This is not a random spiritual phrase. This is a divine interruption. At this very moment, while you are watching this, timelines are shifting. Doors that were locked for years are trembling. Cycles that kept repeating in your life are cracking. And the reason is simple. Heaven has marked this season as your activation point. Archangel Michael stands in your atmosphere like a guardian commander, not with fear, not with chaos, but with urgency. His voice is not loud, but it is firm. Pay attention, he says. Do not miss this window, because you have missed windows before. You felt the nudge once and ignored it. You sensed the opportunity and doubted it. You heard the whisper and let fear speak louder. But this time is different. This time the signs are aligning too precisely to be coincidence. Have you noticed the sudden clarity in your thoughts? The strange pull toward change? The feeling that something is about to break open? That is not anxiety. That is activation. Your destiny has been delayed before, yes. There were battles you did not even know were happening in the spiritual realm. Archangel Michael has been fighting silent wars over assignments attached to your name. Some opportunities collapsed not because you were unworthy, but because you were being protected. Let that sink in. Certain doors had to close because they were traps disguised as blessings. Certain people had to walk away because they were anchors, not partners in your calling. Certain plans failed because they were too small for what is written about you. And now the real alignment begins. You are entering a narrow but powerful corridor of time, a sacred intersection where decision meets destiny. The next choices you make will echo for years. That is why the warning is clear. Pay attention. Not to noise. Not to drama. Not to distractions. Pay attention to patterns. Pay attention to divine nudges. Pay attention to repeated signs. Because activation rarely looks dramatic at first. It looks like a small instruction, a simple idea, a quiet opportunity. And many lose their destiny because they expect fireworks instead of obedience. Archangel Michael is not speaking to everyone. He is speaking to those who feel a stirring in their chest right now. Those who know deep down they are meant for more, but have been hesitating. You have been waiting for the perfect time. Heaven has been waiting for your agreement. There is a spiritual clock, and it is not controlled by human calendars. When heaven says now, it does not mean tomorrow. It does not mean when you feel ready. It means alignment has opened. You asked for breakthrough. You prayed for change. You cried for clarity. And now that it is arriving, the only danger is distraction. The enemy cannot stop your destiny, but he can attempt to delay it through confusion, comfort, or fear. That is why this message found you. Not by accident. Not by algorithm. By alignment. Something inside you knew to click. Archangel Michael's energy around you is protective but intense. It feels like pressure because transformation always does. When destiny activates, comfort decreases. You may feel restless. You may feel detached from old routines. You may feel like you are outgrowing conversations you once enjoyed. That is not loneliness. That is elevation. Do not run back to what feels familiar just because it feels safe. This is the hour where small courage produces massive consequences. There is an email you need to send, a habit you need to break, a boundary you need to set, a step you need to take. and you already know what it is. The activation is not about becoming someone else. It is about stepping into who you were always designed to be, the version of you that is disciplined, focused, spiritually alert. Archangel Michael is reminding you, this window will not stay open forever. Destiny doors are time-sensitive. They require awareness. They require movement. And the greatest tragedy would not be failure. It would be hesitation. Feel the shift happening around you. Conversations are changing. Opportunities are aligning. Even challenges appearing right now are strategic. They are revealing your strength. You are not behind. You are not late. But you are at a turning point. From this moment forward, your awareness must sharpen. Watch who suddenly reappears. Watch which ideas repeat. Watch what drains you and what energizes you. These are clues. This is not random. The spiritual realm responds to readiness. And readiness is not perfection. It is willingness. So breathe deeply. You are not alone in this activation. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian over this transition, cutting away interference, strengthening your resolve, and whispering, move. This is your time. But the final step is yours. Heaven can open the door. You must walk through it. The urgency you feel right now, that is not pressure to panic. It is pressure to awaken. Because your destiny is activating right now. And this time you cannot afford to lose it. Beloved warrior of destiny, the shift you felt earlier is not imagination. It is instruction. When Archangel Michael says, pay attention, he is not asking you to be afraid. He is asking you to become spiritually alert in ways you have never been before. There's a difference between being busy and being aligned. Many people are active, but very few are activated. And right now, you are standing at the edge of activation. The reason this moment feels intense is because it carries weight. Destiny is never light. It demands awareness. It demands maturity. It demands that you stop playing small in rooms that were never designed to contain your calling. For too long, you have been adjusting yourself to fit into spaces that were temporary. You have been shrinking your voice, minimizing your gifts, delaying your obedience. But heaven is no longer permitting that pattern. Archangel Michael is surrounding you with a protective force that is cutting off old energetic cords. You may notice relationships shifting. Conversations feel different. Some people may misunderstand you. Do not panic. When destiny activates, comfort zones collapse. This is not loss. This is refinement. There is something crucial you must understand in this hour. Destiny is not a lottery ticket. It is a responsibility. The reason you cannot lose this time is because you have already seen what delay costs. You know the frustration of almost. You know the ache of missed chances. You know the regret of hesitation. And heaven is saying, no more repeats. Your mind will try to analyze everything. Your past will try to remind you of failures. Fear will whisper that you are not ready. But Archangel Michael's voice cuts through the noise with clarity. Readiness is a decision, not a feeling. The moment you choose alignment, heaven accelerates assistance. Look at the patterns forming around you. Opportunities may appear small at first. A simple invitation, a new idea, a sudden urge to learn something new. These are not random impulses. They are coded instructions. Activation rarely begins with applause. It begins with obedience in silence. You are being repositioned. And repositioning often feels uncomfortable. It may require waking up earlier, speaking more boldly, letting go of habits that once comforted you. The old version of you cannot enter the new dimension waiting ahead. There must be shedding before there is rising. Archangel Michael is also guarding your focus. Distraction is the silent thief of destiny. Notice how suddenly there are more notifications, more drama, more reasons to procrastinate. This is not coincidence. When something valuable is about to emerge, resistance increases. The key is not to fight everything. The key is to stay centered. Pay attention to your energy. What strengthens you? What weakens you? What conversations leave you inspired? What environments leave you drained? These are signals. Destiny activation sharpens discernment. You will begin to see clearly who is assigned to your journey and who was only part of a chapter. And hear this clearly. You are not behind schedule. The delay was preparation. The silence was strengthening. The waiting was wisdom being built inside you. But now the waiting phase is closing. Movement is required. Here is a bold step you have been postponing. You keep telling yourself, soon. Archangel Michael is saying, now. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is timing aligned with courage. You cannot afford another cycle of doubt. This message is not reaching everyone. It is reaching those who feel that internal fire reigniting. If that is you, do not stay silent about it. Engage with this word. Type your agreement in the comments. Declare that you are ready. When you publicly align with your destiny, you strengthen your commitment to it. Also, share this message with someone who feels stuck. You never know whose breakthrough is waiting on a reminder like this. Subscribe to this channel if you are serious about growing spiritually and staying aligned with divine direction. Join this community of awakened souls who refuse to sleep through their calling. Your support helps this message reach hearts across nations. And before you move forward, pause and reflect on this. What if this is the last warning before acceleration begins? What if this is the final call before doors swing open rapidly? You would not want to look back and realize you heard the instruction but failed to respond. Something powerful is about to unfold in your life. But it requires your participation. Destiny is not passive. It is cooperative. Heaven initiates. You respond. That partnership creates miracles. The urgency you feel is sacred. Do not suppress it. Channel it. Organize your thoughts. Clarify your priorities. Remove what no longer aligns. Strengthen your discipline. Pray with focus. Act with intention. Because the next shift will come quickly. And you will thank yourself for paying attention now. Faithful soul, what you are experiencing right now is not pressure without purpose. It is the sound of chains breaking in realms you cannot see. Your destiny is not quietly awakening. It is being unlocked with authority. And Archangel Michael stands at the center of this moment like a commander announcing that your season of hesitation has officially expired. You have asked heaven for confirmation. You have whispered, "Show me a sign." This is the sign. Not a random message, not emotional hype, but a direct spiritual alert. Pay attention. Don't lose this time. Those words carry urgency because repetition is no longer allowed. The cycle you kept revisiting is closed. The excuses that once comforted you are no longer permitted to control you. There is a spiritual acceleration building around your name. You may feel restless at night. You may sense that something is shifting even in ordinary moments. That is because the unseen is rearranging what the seen will soon reveal. Archangel Michael is cutting through lingering spiritual fog that once clouded your judgment. You are beginning to see people clearly. You are recognizing patterns faster. You are sensing motives before they are spoken. This is not suspicion. This is discernment sharpening. But activation also exposes fear. When destiny rises, insecurity tries to rise with it. You may suddenly question your ability. You may wonder if you are truly capable of carrying what is coming. Listen carefully. If the assignment were small, it would not require growth. The stretching you feel is proof that what is ahead is larger than what is behind. Heaven does not activate destiny for those who are unprepared. The trials you endured were not punishments. They were training grounds. Every disappointment built resilience. Every betrayal built wisdom. Every delay built discipline. You were being shaped quietly while you thought nothing was happening. Now the shaping is complete enough for movement. Archangel Michael is not only protecting you, he is positioning you. Certain connections will fall into place unexpectedly. A conversation will unlock an idea. An idea will unlock a door. A door will unlock a new environment. Do not underestimate small beginnings in this season. What looks ordinary may carry extraordinary consequence. The warning not to lose this time is deeply serious. You lost previous moments because you doubted yourself. You listened to outside voices more than divine instruction. You waited for validation from people who were not assigned to understand you. But this time, validation must come from alignment, not applause. Here is a habit you must release immediately. It is the habit of postponing obedience. When you feel the nudge, act. When clarity comes, move. When peace confirms a step, take it. Destiny does not wait for endless analysis. It responds to decisive faith. You may also feel separation happening. Friends who once felt close may drift. Environments that once felt comfortable may feel restrictive. Do not force what is fading. Archangel Michael is clearing space. Elevation requires lighter baggage. You cannot ascend while dragging expired attachments. And understand this. The enemy's strategy in this hour is subtle distraction, not open attack. Small diversions, minor conflicts, time-consuming trivialities. Anything to pull your focus from the assignment forming in front of you. Guard your attention like treasure. Where your focus goes, your future follows. Your destiny is activating in layers. First awareness, then decision, then movement, then manifestation. You are currently between awareness and decision. What you choose in the coming days will determine the speed of what unfolds next. Do not rush recklessly, but do not freeze in fear. Seek wisdom. Pray with intention. Listen deeply. Archangel Michael's presence brings courage, not chaos. If something feels rushed and frantic, pause. If something feels bold yet peaceful, step forward. There is greatness attached to your obedience. Not fame, not ego, but impact. Lives will shift because you said yes. Opportunities will expand because you dared to act. Generational patterns will break because you chose alignment over comfort. This is not about proving yourself to others. It is about fulfilling what was written about you before you understood your own potential. Feel the seriousness of this hour. The spiritual realm is watching your response. Not with condemnation, but with anticipation. Will you rise? Will you act? Will you trust what is unfolding? Archangel Michael's message is clear. Destiny is no longer dormant. It is active. It is calling. It is demanding participation. Before this moment closes, seal your agreement. Declare internally that you will not retreat, that you will not shrink, that you will not allow fear to steal what has finally arrived. Type "I accept my activation" in the comments if this message is confirming what your spirit already knows. Blessing code 444 has just been released over your path. And as this activation expands, understand something sacred. When you sow into fertile ground, harvest multiplies. When you pour into a river of living word, that river flows further than you can see. If this message stirred you, if it awakened clarity, then respond not only in agreement, but in action. This is your moment to become part of the movement that awakens destinies across the world. When you release a super thanks, when you join as a member, or when you sow through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding a platform. You are fueling a fire that reaches souls standing at their own turning point. The Lord says, as you give, it shall be given back to you, pressed down and overflowing. This is not a distant promise. It is a living covenant. I feel led to act now. That thought rising inside you is not random, it is invitation. As this message declared that you must not lose this time, do not lose this opportunity to sow into what is awakening you. Your seed becomes light in someone else's darkness. Your generosity becomes oil in the lamp of another believer. This is prophetic participation. Move with obedience. Release your support today. Activate your giving and watch how heaven activates increase over your life. Brave heart, now that you have declared your acceptance of activation, the atmosphere around you begins to respond differently. There is power in agreement. The moment you internally said yes, unseen alignments started accelerating. Archangel Michael does not stand beside the passive. He stands beside the willing. And willingness is what separates those who talk about destiny from those who walk into it. You may begin to notice an unusual sensitivity in your spirit. Conversations that once entertained you now feel empty. Environments that once felt normal now feel misaligned. This is not arrogance. This is elevation adjusting your appetite. When destiny activates, your tolerance for mediocrity decreases. You start craving depth, truth, and purpose. A shift is intentional. There is something critical happening beneath the surface. Your identity is being recalibrated. For years, you may have introduced yourself by your struggles, your past mistakes, or your limitations. But destiny does not recognize you by your wounds. It recognizes you by your assignment. Archangel Michael is guarding that assignment fiercely because it carries weight beyond your personal comfort. Understand this clearly. The next level of your life will require a new level of discipline. Activation is not magic. It is responsibility meeting readiness. You cannot pray for elevation and cling to habits that sabotage focus. You cannot ask for expansion while entertaining distractions that drain your energy. This is the hour to tighten your routine, to guard your mornings, to protect your thoughts. Your thoughts are especially important right now. Negative self-talk is one of the most dangerous leaks in a destiny season. Every time you say, "I can't," you weaken momentum. Every time you assume failure, you slow acceleration. Archangel Michael's message is firm. Speak in alignment with where you are going, not where you have been. You are not the same person you were last year. You have grown through pain. You have matured through silence. You have strengthened through waiting. Yet sometimes you still speak about yourself as if nothing has changed. That internal contradiction must end. Destiny requires internal agreement before external manifestation. There may also be tests appearing suddenly. Small frustrations, minor delays, moments where it feels like things are resisting you. Do not misinterpret these as signs to quit. Tests reveal stability. If a minor inconvenience can shake your confidence, then preparation is still underway. But if you remain steady, focused, and calm, acceleration continues. Archangel Michael's presence in this phase is like a shield over your concentration. You may find yourself naturally withdrawing from chaos. You may choose silence over unnecessary debate. You may feel a pull toward solitude. This is not isolation. It is strategic strengthening. Even warriors retreat briefly before advancing powerfully. There is also a financial and practical dimension to your activation. Ideas about new income streams, new projects, or new investments may surface. Do not dismiss them too quickly. Pray over them. Research them. Evaluate them carefully. Destiny often includes provision tied to purpose. The resources you need will align with the responsibility you accept. At the same time, be mindful of impulsive decisions. Activation does not mean recklessness. It means clarity combined with courage. If something feels forced, pause. If something feels aligned yet stretching, lean in. Learn to distinguish between fear and warning. Fear screams. Wisdom whispers. You may sense that time feels different lately. Days move quickly. Weeks blur. This is because transition compresses perception. When you are about to step into a new chapter, old chapters begin closing rapidly. Do not chase what is ending. Let it conclude with grace. Another important truth: not everyone will understand your shift. Some may accuse you of changing, and they are correct. You are changing. Growth is visible. Confidence is noticeable. Focus is evident. Do not shrink to make others comfortable. Those assigned to your future will celebrate your evolution. Archangel Michael is also cutting away hidden doubts that have lingered quietly. Old disappointments may resurface briefly, almost like memories replaying. This is cleansing, not regression. When those memories arise, do not dwell in them. Acknowledge the lesson, then release the weight. You cannot carry yesterday's grief into tomorrow's victory. There is a rhythm forming in your life. Wake up with intention. Move with awareness. Speak with authority. Rest with trust. These simple adjustments create powerful momentum. Destiny activation is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is disciplined consistency. And here is something vital: gratitude accelerates alignment. Instead of focusing on what has not yet appeared, thank heaven for what is already shifting. Gratitude keeps your spirit open and receptive. Complaining closes doors that are trying to open. As you continue forward, expect clarity to increase. Expect opportunities to surface in unexpected ways. Expect doors to open that once seemed permanently shut. But above all, expect yourself to rise differently. You will respond to pressure with poise. You will approach challenges with strategy. You will speak with new authority. This is not ego. This is maturity. Destiny is no longer a distant concept. It is becoming tangible. You are stepping out of survival mode and into assignment mode. The transition alone changes everything. Archangel Michael's earlier warning still echoes. Pay attention. The details matter. The timing matters. The conversations matter. Stay alert without becoming anxious. Stay bold without becoming reckless. Stay humble without becoming small. You are walking into a season that will require courage daily, but it will also reward obedience profoundly. The activation continues. Steadfast soul, the momentum building around your life is no longer subtle. What began as a whisper is becoming a current. You may feel it in your decisions, in your reactions, even in the way you carry yourself. Destiny activation changes posture before it changes position. You begin standing differently long before circumstances fully shift. Archangel Michael is emphasizing something crucial in this hour. Clarity must replace confusion. For too long, you tolerated gray areas. You allow mixed signals, unclear commitments, and unstable environments to occupy your time. But destiny does not thrive in ambiguity. It requires clean lines and firm decisions. This is the season where you must define what you truly want, not what others expect, not what seems safe, not what looks impressive on the surface, what aligns with your calling, what strengthens your spirit, what stretches you toward growth instead of shrinking you into comfort. These questions are not optional anymore. They are necessary. You may feel an internal urgency to reorganize your life, to declutter your space, to restructure your schedule, to reset priorities. This is not random productivity. It is alignment taking form. When heaven prepares to elevate someone, it often begins by refining their environment. Order invites clarity. There is also a deeper emotional layer unfolding. Old insecurities may try to surface as you move closer to opportunity. You might hear thoughts like, "What if I fail again?" Or "What if I am not qualified?" Listen carefully. Those thoughts are echoes of a former season. They are not prophecies of your future. Archangel Michael is reminding you that past outcomes do not dictate present authority. You have more wisdom now, more resilience, more discernment. You are not stepping forward as the same person who once hesitated. You are stepping forward as someone refined by experience. Do not let outdated self-perception sabotage new possibilities. There is a divine recalibration happening in your relationships as well. Some connections are strengthening rapidly. Others are fading quietly. This is alignment sorting itself out. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into expanded territory. Some were companions in preparation, not partners in fulfillment. Release them without bitterness. Honor the role they played, but do not drag them into chapters where they do not belong. Archangel Michael is protecting your energy fiercely. You cannot afford emotional entanglements that drain focus. Financial awareness may also intensify in this period. You may feel prompted to manage resources more wisely, to save more intentionally, or to invest in skills that sharpen your assignment. Do not ignore these nudges. Provision and purpose often travel together. When destiny activates, stewardship becomes essential. At the same time, you might experience unexpected resistance. Opportunities that seem promising may face minor delays. Plans may require adjustments. Do not interpret this as denial. Sometimes timing is being perfected. Sometimes additional preparation is required. Patience and alignment is different from passivity and fear. Archangel Michael's presence in your life right now is not about comfort. It is about courage. He is strengthening your backbone, not cushioning your path. Growth rarely feels easy. It feels stretching. It feels demanding. But it also feels alive. And notice how your tolerance for excuses is decreasing. You are less willing to justify procrastination. You are less interested in repeating old mistakes. That shift is powerful. It signals maturity. Destiny does not respond to excuses. It responds to ownership. You are also becoming more sensitive to truth. Flattery feels empty. Authenticity feels magnetic. You crave conversations that build, not gossip that drains. This is a sign that your spirit is calibrating to a higher frequency. There may be moments where loneliness tries to creep in. When you outgrow certain spaces, there can be a temporary gap before new connections solidify. Do not confuse this gap with abandonment. It is transition. Archangel Michael stands guard during transitions. You are not unaccompanied. Another important realization is emerging. Your time is valuable. You are starting to see hours differently. Wasted days feel heavier than before. This awareness is not meant to create pressure. It is meant to inspire intention. When destiny activates, you begin treating time as sacred currency. Guard your mornings. Protect your evenings. Choose what you consume mentally. Words, music, conversations, media, all of it influences momentum. Alignment requires selective intake. And understand this deeply. You are not chasing destiny. Destiny is responding to your awakening. The doors opening ahead were always assigned to you. They were waiting for maturity to match opportunity. The warning still stands. Do not lose this time. That means do not slip back into autopilot. Do not let comfort numb your urgency. Do not allow fear to negotiate with your courage. You are closer than you think. The breakthrough may not yet be visible, but the foundation is solidifying. Each disciplined decision is stacking momentum. Each act of obedience is strengthening trajectory. Archangel Michael is watching your consistency, not with judgment, but with readiness to assist further. The more you align, the more support activates around you. This is no longer about potential. It is about movement. The current is carrying you forward, and you must keep stepping. Determined one. The season you are entering will test not your desire, but your discipline. Desire brought you this far. Discipline will carry you the rest of the way. Archangel Michael is not only announcing activation, he is training endurance. Because destiny is not a single moment of breakthrough. It is sustained alignment over time. You may feel the weight of responsibility increasing. Tasks feel more serious. Decisions feel more significant. Even small choices seem to carry greater consequence. This is maturity settling into your spirit. When you begin to sense that your life matters on a deeper level, you stop moving carelessly. There is something shifting in how you handle pressure. Situations that once overwhelmed you now challenge you differently. Instead of reacting emotionally, you are pausing. Instead of quitting quickly, you are evaluating strategically. That is growth. Archangel Michael strengthens warriors not by removing battle, but by increasing capacity. However, understand this clearly. The next phase will require consistency when excitement fades. Activation feels powerful at first. It inspires you. It energizes you. But what happens when routine returns? What happens when progress feels slow? That is where many lose momentum. That is where they drift back into old habits. You cannot afford that drift. Your destiny is too significant to be treated casually. The warning echoes again. Do not lose this time. That means guarding your habits fiercely. Wake up with intention even when motivation is low. Speak with confidence even when doubt whispers. Act with courage even when fear lingers quietly. Archangel Michael is also guiding you to refine your circle. The voices around you must align with your direction. If someone constantly minimizes your vision, you must create distance. If someone fuels negativity, you must guard your space. This is not pride. It is protection. You are learning that energy is currency. Where you invest it determines what grows. If you pour your energy into complaints, frustration multiplies. If you invest your energy into purpose, progress accelerates. Be mindful of where your focus rests daily. There may also be unexpected opportunities appearing now. Invitations that surprise you. Conversations that open doors. Do not dismiss them out of insecurity. Pray, evaluate, then move boldly if peace confirms it. Destiny often enters quietly before it expands loudly. At the same time, Do not chase everything that shines. Discernment remains critical. Not every open door is your door. Archangel Michael's protection sometimes lives like delay. If something falls apart unexpectedly, do not immediately assume loss. Sometimes redirection is mercy. You are also being stretched emotionally. Patience is deepening. Forgiveness is being tested. Old wounds may resurface briefly, not to harm you, but to prove they no longer control you. You are stronger than your past reactions, stronger than your forward trigger, stronger than your previous limitations. And here is something important. Celebrate small wins. Every disciplined day is victory. Every courageous conversation is progress. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you reinforce your trajectory. Do not wait for massive milestones to acknowledge growth. If this message is strengthening you right now, engage with it. Type your declaration in the comments. Let your voice be heard. Share this word with someone who needs clarity in their own season. Subscribe if you are serious about staying spiritually sharp and aligned with divine timing. Join this growing community of those who refuse to settle for less than their calling. Your support and interaction push this message further than you realize. You never know who is standing at the edge of giving up, waiting for confirmation to keep going. When you like and share, you participate in someone else's breakthrough. That is impact beyond what you can measure. Now listen closely. The next shift in your life will require boldness. There will be a moment when hesitation tries to return. A voice may whisper, "Wait a little longer." But if clarity is already present, waiting becomes avoidance. Learn to distinguish between wise timing and fearful delay. Archangel Michael is strengthening your inner resolve. You may feel moments of deep determination rising unexpectedly. That is spiritual reinforcement. Lean into it. Use that surge to take action you have postponed. There is greatness forming in your routine, not in dramatic gestures, but in daily discipline. Keep refining your focus. Keep guarding your peace. Keep aligning your words with your vision. Hold on to what is unfolding, because what is about to be revealed next will require the foundation you are building now. You will want to stay attentive to the next layer of this message, because clarity is about to deepen in a way you did not anticipate. The activation continues, and so must your commitment. Awakened one, you are no longer in preparation alone. You are stepping into visible transition. The inner shifts you have been nurturing are beginning to echo outward. Archangel Michael is signaling that what was forming in silence will soon demand expression in action. There is a threshold in every destiny journey, a line that separates intention from embodiment. You have spoken about change. You have prayed for growth. You have agreed to activation. Now comes embodiment. This is where your behavior must mirror your belief. You cannot declare courage and continue avoiding necessary conversations. You cannot claim readiness and refuse calculated risks. Destiny responds to alignment between confession and conduct. Archangel Michael is not impressed by potential. He honors obedience. You may sense that your environment is testing your transformation. People may interact with you based on who you used to be. Situations may attempt to provoke old reactions. This is a final examination of identity. Will you respond as the former version of yourself, or will you demonstrate who you have become? The growth inside you is real, but it must be practiced under pressure. Calm confidence in peaceful moments is easy. Steady confidence during misunderstanding is mastery. You are being shaped into someone who does not crumble under temporary discomfort. There is also a refining happening in your speech. Words carry power in this season. Casual negativity will feel heavier. Idle complaints will feel draining. You are becoming more aware that what you speak begins to frame your reality. Archangel Michael is encouraging you to guard your tongue. Speak vision. Speak gratitude. Speak clarity. This is not denial of challenges. It is alignment with authority. When obstacles arise, address them with strategy instead of surrender. You have endured enough to know that quitting rarely solves what persistence can transform. You may notice increased sensitivity to truth. Deception becomes obvious. Manipulation becomes transparent. Hidden agendas become clear. This heightened discernment is protection. Do not ignore red flags. Do not romanticize instability. If something feels off repeatedly, investigate calmly. Destiny activation often includes divine exposure. Not exposure to shame, but exposure to clarity. Situations that were hidden in confusion will become undeniable. Relationships that lacked foundation will reveal cracks. Projects that were misaligned will lose momentum. This is not punishment. It is precision. Archangel Michael stands firm in this stage, ensuring that you are not deceived by appearances. What glitters is not always gold. What challenges you is not always harm. Learn to look beyond surface impressions. There is also a deeper spiritual authority rising within you. You may feel more confident in prayer, more direct in decisions, more assured in your sense of direction. This is not arrogance. It is maturity solidifying. Yet humility must remain your companion. Confidence without humility becomes pride. Humility without confidence becomes timidity. You are learning to balance both. That balance is powerful. Another shift is happening in how you perceive time. You no longer see months as endless. You see them as opportunity windows. You understand that small daily actions compound into massive change. This awareness will serve you greatly. However, temptation may arise in subtle ways. The temptation to prove yourself prematurely. The temptation to rush into visibility before preparation is complete. The temptation to compare your progress with others. Guard against these traps. Comparison is a thief disguised as motivation. Your timeline is unique. Your assignment is specific. Archangel Michael is not measuring you against anyone else. He is guiding you toward fulfillment of your own mandate. You may also encounter unexpected affirmation soon. A compliment, a recognition, an opportunity that confirms you are on the right path. Receive it with gratitude, but do not become dependent on it. External validation is encouraging, but internal conviction is sustaining. As you move forward, remember that discipline remains your anchor. Even when opportunities expand, maintain your routine. Even when praise increases, stay grounded. Even when progress accelerates, stay teachable. The activation you are experiencing is layered. First awareness, then alignment, now embodiment. Soon there will be visible breakthrough. But breakthrough without character is dangerous. That is why this refining stage is necessary. Archangel Michael's earlier warning still resonates. Pay attention. The details in this stage are shaping the outcome of the next. Stay observant. Stay responsive. Stay intentional. You are crossing the threshold. And once crossed, there is no returning to who you were. The next revelation will bring exposure of what no longer belongs in your life, and clarity will sharpen in a way that demands decisive action. Prepare your spirit. What is about to unfold will confirm that this activation was not emotional exaggeration, but divine orchestration. Chosen vessel, the moment of exposure has arrived. What was hidden beneath the surface is beginning to surface with unmistakable clarity. Archangel Michael is not only activating your destiny, he is purifying your path. And purification often begins with revelation. There are truths coming into the light now. Situations you once questioned quietly will soon make sense. Behaviors you excused will become undeniable. Patterns you tolerated will reveal their true cost. This is not chaos. This is correction. When destiny accelerates, anything misaligned becomes uncomfortable. You may feel tension in places that once felt stable. You may sense distance where there was once closeness. You may notice contradictions that were previously ignored. Do not suppress this awareness. It is protection. Archangel Michael stands as a guardian of truth in this phase. His presence brings illumination, not to shame you, but to shield you. Exposure is mercy when it prevents future damage. If something is being revealed now, it is because you are no longer meant to carry it forward. There may be a specific person whose intentions become clear. Words and actions will no longer align. Promises may lose consistency. Energy may feel different. Do not panic. Observe. Pray. Discern. You are not called to react impulsively, but you are called to respond wisely. Destiny cannot flourish in environments built on deception. If something collapses during this season, trust that it was not stable enough to support your future. Archangel Michael removes what could sabotage your elevation. This exposure is not limited to others. It may also involve you. Old habits, subtle pride, hidden fears, these too may rise to the surface. Do not resist this internal revelation. Growth requires honesty. If there is something within you that needs refining, allow it to be corrected now rather than later. You are being cleansed for capacity. The greater the going, the greater the purification. It is better to face uncomfortable truth today than catastrophic consequence tomorrow. There may be conversations ahead that require courage, boundaries that must be established, decisions that must be finalized. Delay is no longer wisdom in this stage. Clarity demands action. Archangel Michael's warning echoes again. Do not lose this time. That means do not ignore what is clearly being shown to you. You asked for discernment. It has been granted. Now you must honor it. You may feel a mix of relief and sadness. Relief because confusion is lifting. Sadness because certain chapters are ending. Both emotions are valid. But do not allow nostalgia to override necessity. Just because something was familiar does not mean it was forever. As exposure unfolds, your confidence will strengthen. You will trust your intuition more. You will hesitate less when something feels wrong. This sharpened awareness is part of your activation. And understand this deeply. What is leaving creates space for what is aligned. You cannot receive new assignments while clinging to expired attachments. The base is sacred. It is preparation for arrival. If this revelation resonates with your current season, acknowledge it openly. Type "I choose truth over comfort" in the comments if you are ready to embrace clarity fully. Blessing code 818 has just been released over your discernment. Now hear this carefully, because this moment flows directly into something powerful. Just as exposure removes what blocks your destiny, your obedience releases provision for others who are still in confusion. When you support this mission, you become part of the light that exposes darkness gently and restores direction. As clarity is unfolding in your life, this is your opportunity to help clarity reach someone else. When you release a super thanks, join as a member, or sow through the PayPal link in the description, you are planting seeds in soil that produces awakening. The word declares, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy," and that promise is alive right now. I feel led to respond in obedience. That stirring in your spirit is heaven inviting you to participate. Just as Archangel Michael is clearing your path, your giving clears the path for this message to travel further. Your seed becomes light piercing through someone's uncertainty. Your generosity becomes oil fueling a lamp that refuses to go out. This is not a casual donation. It is prophetic partnership. Move swiftly. Activate your support today. Release your seed and watch how increase finds its way back to you in ways you cannot predict. Steady warrior. After exposure comes restructuring. What has been revealed in the light now demands rearrangement in your life. Archangel Michael is not only showing you what does not belong, he is guiding you toward what must be built in its place. Destiny activation is not destruction. It is divine construction. You may feel a deep internal shift taking root. Where confusion once lived, clarity now stands. Where hesitation once ruled, resolve is forming. This is the rebuilding phase, and rebuilding requires intentional choices. There are structures in your life that must be reinforced. Your daily routine must reflect your higher calling. Your financial habits must align with long-term vision. Your emotional boundary must protect your peace. You cannot step into expanded territory with a fragile foundation. Archangel Michael is emphasizing order. Disorder drains momentum. If your schedule is chaotic, simplify it. If your environment is cluttered, organize it. If your priorities are scattered, narrow them. Clarity in your surroundings strengthens clarity in your spirit. There is also a mental restructuring happening. You are no longer thinking like someone who is waiting for opportunity. You are thinking like someone preparing to manage it. This subtle shift is powerful. When your mindset changes, your behavior follows. But rebuilding can feel lonely at times. Not everyone will understand why you are making adjustments. Some may accuse you of becoming distant. Others may question your seriousness. Remember, you are not responsible for maintaining old expectations when you are stepping into new responsibility. Destiny demands focus, and focus requires sacrifice. There may be invitations you must decline, habits you must release, conversations you must shorten. This is not rejection of people, it is protection of purpose. Archangel Michael stands guard over your energy in this hour. You are also learning the power of delayed gratification. Instead of chasing quick rewards, you are investing in long-term impact. Instead of reacting emotionally, you are responding strategically. This maturity will protect you from unnecessary setbacks. However, do not become rigid. Flexibility remains important. Sometimes restructuring involves adjusting plans rather than abandoning them. If something does not unfold exactly as expected, do not interpret it as failure. Evaluate, adapt, and continue forward. There is momentum building beneath your discipline. You may not yet see dramatic results, but consistency is compounding quietly. Like seeds beneath soil, progress is forming roots before it breaks through the surface. Archangel Michael is reminding you that visibility follows stability. If heaven entrusted you with influence too quickly, without structure, it could overwhelm you. This restructuring phase ensures that when expansion arrives, you can sustain it. You may also notice heightened sensitivity to distractions. What once entertained you now feels like interruption. What once seemed harmless now feels wasteful. This awareness is not about perfection. It is about priority. Guard your time carefully. Time is the currency of destiny. Every hour invested wisely strengthens your future. Every hour wasted weakens momentum. Be mindful without becoming anxious. Balance intensity with rest. Even warriors require restoration. Emotionally, you may feel moments of doubt resurfacing. As you rebuild, the old voice may whisper, "What if this does not work?" Recognize that voice as residue from former seasons. It no longer holds authority. You are not building blindly. You are building with discernment sharpened by experience. Relationships will also adjust in this phase. Some will strengthen as they align with your growth. Others will fade as your direction diverges. Allow this process to unfold naturally. Forcing connections rarely produces stability. You are becoming more selective with your commitments. This is wisdom. Every yes carries responsibility. Do not say yes to preserve appearances. Say yes only when alignment is clear. Archangel Michael's presence remains steady. His role is not to remove every challenge, but to strengthen your discernment and protect your trajectory. You are not navigating this season alone. Soon, visible confirmation will appear. A breakthrough, a recognition, an opportunity that affirms your discipline was not in vain. But until then, remain faithful in small decisions. This restructuring is sacred. You are not losing pieces of your life. You are refining them. You are not starting over. You are building stronger. You are not behind. You are preparing to sustain what is ahead. The activation continues to unfold layer by layer. And what is about to surface next will test not your awareness, but your boldness in public alignment. Prepare your heart. The next movement will require visible commitment without hesitation. Courageous one, the hour of visible commitment has arrived. What you have been building internally and restructuring privately must now translate into outward movement. Archangel Michael is signaling that silent preparation is giving way to public alignment. This is where destiny becomes undeniable. You have felt the shift. You have endured the exposure. You have rebuilt the structure. Now comes the bold step that confirms you are no longer negotiating with fear. This step may not look dramatic to others, but to you it will feel monumental. It may be launching the idea you kept delaying. It may be setting a firm boundary you once softened. It may be walking away from what no longer aligns. Whatever it is, you already sense it. Do not underestimate the power of visible decisions. When you act openly in alignment with your calling, you send a signal to the spiritual realm that you are ready for expansion. Archangel Michael responds to decisive faith. Hesitation keeps doors half open. Boldness swings them wide. There will be resistance. Expected. Not because you are wrong, but because growth disrupts comfort. Some people may question your shift. Others may try to remind you of your past. Stay steady. You are not required to defend your evolution. Your consistency will speak louder than arguments. This is also the phase where self-doubt may attempt one final surge. Right before breakthrough, fear often tries to reclaim control. You may suddenly question your timing. You may wonder if you should wait longer. But if clarity has already been confirmed through prayer, discernment, and preparation, then delay becomes disobedience. Archangel Michael's message remains firm. Pay attention and do not lose this time. The window you are standing in will not remain open indefinitely. Destiny moments are sacred intersections. Missed opportunities create regret that discipline alone cannot erase. Your visible commitment will inspire others. Even if they never say it, they are watching. When you step boldly into alignment, you give silent permission for others to do the same. Impact multiplies when courage becomes contagious. This is why your participation matters beyond yourself. When you engage with this message, when you type your agreement in the comments, when you share this word with someone navigating uncertainty, you extend this activation beyond your own life. Like this video if it is strengthening your resolve. Share it with someone who needs confirmation in their transition. Subscribe if you are committed to walking in spiritual clarity consistently. Join this channel's membership if you desire deeper connection and sustained growth. Your engagement is not about numbers. It is about movement. And as you continue listening, lean in closely, because what is unfolding now connects directly to the next shift. The courage you demonstrate in this stage determines the speed of what follows. You will want to stay attentive to the next layer, because acceleration is tied to obedience in this very moment. Now understand something critical. Visible commitment requires emotional resilience. Once you step forward publicly, there is no retreat without consequence. That realization can feel intimidating, but it is also empowering. You are no longer living halfway between calling and comfort. Archangel Michael strengthens you for this exposure. Not exposure of shame, but exposure of identity. You are no longer hiding your ambition for growth. You are no longer pretending to be smaller than your vision. You are embracing who you are becoming. There may be financial implications in this stage as well. Bold steps sometimes require investment. Time, resources, energy. Do not act recklessly, but do not allow fear to paralyze wise risk. Destiny often demands calculated faith. Emotionally, you may feel a mixture of excitement and vulnerability. That is natural. Growth stretches confidence. But remember how far you have come. A version of you from a year ago would not have handled this moment with the same clarity. You are stronger now. There is also a spiritual acceleration attached to this public alignment. Once you step forward, confirmations may begin arriving quickly. Conversations will shift. Opportunities will align. Doors will open that once felt immovable. But all of it hinges on this decisive action. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Perfect conditions rarely exist. Move with the information and wisdom you have now. Archangel Michael stands as reinforcement, not replacement. He guards your obedience, but he will not make the decision for you. This is your moment of declaration through action. No more silent agreement without movement. No more private conviction without visible follow-through. You are crossing into embodiment fully now. And what follows this bold step will confirm that destiny was never distant. It was waiting for your courage to become visible. Anointed soul, after visible commitment comes acceleration. You have crossed the line between intention and action, and now momentum begins responding in ways that may surprise you. Archangel Michael is standing at the edge of this new chapter, not with warning this time, but with affirmation. Movement hath been recognized. You may already sense it. Conversations feel more purposeful. Opportunities seem to arise with less struggle. Even challenges carry different energy. What once felt like opposition now feels like refinement. That is because you are no longer resisting growth. You are cooperating with it. Acceleration does not always mean speed without resistance. Sometimes it means clarity without confusion. You waste less time second-guessing. You recover faster from setbacks. You recognize distractions quickly and refuse to entertain them. That efficiency is progress. However, acceleration also tests stability. When things begin moving forward, pride can creep in quietly. You may start feeling self-sufficient. You may forget the discipline that built this momentum. Guard against that drift. Humility must remain your anchor. Archangel Michael's presence in this phase is steady and watchful, not to intimidate you, but to remind you that success must be stewarded carefully. What you prayed for is beginning to take shape. Do not mishandle it through impatience or arrogance. There may be sudden expansion, and new responsibilities, increased visibility, greater expectations. Embrace them calmly. You are not being overwhelmed. You are being entrusted. There is a difference. At the same time, protect your rest. Acceleration can tempt you to overextend. You may feel driven to say yes to every opportunity. Be selective. Not every open door requires entry. Discernment remains critical even in breakthrough. Emotionally, you may notice a quiet confidence settling in. Not loud, not boastful, just steady. That confidence is earned, is built on consistency and obedience. You have walked through exposure, restructuring, and commitment. Now you are seeing fruit. But understand this clearly. Fruit is not the end. It is evidence that the tree is healthy. Continue nurturing the roots. Continue guarding your routine. Continue aligning your words with your vision. There may also be moments where past acquaintances reappear. When growth becomes visible, some people attempt reconnection. Approach these situations carefully, not with suspicion, but with wisdom. Just because you have matured does not mean every old connection is meant to resume. Archangel Michael is guarding your forward motion. You will not allow old cycles to reattach easily, but you must cooperate. If something feels like a step backward, pause before engaging. Financial shifts may begin to surface as well. Increase may come through unexpected channels. Promotion, partnership, new streams of income. Handle it responsibly. Increase without discipline creates instability. Steward it with gratitude and foresight. Spiritually, you are becoming more grounded. Prayer feels less desperate and more declarative. Instead of asking constantly for signs, you are walking confidently in what has already been confirmed. That maturity marks true growth. Still, remain teachable. No matter how much clarity you gain, there is always room for refinement. Pride isolates. Humility attracts guidance. You may also sense a stronger sense of mission forming. What once felt like personal ambition now feels like assignment. You begin recognizing that your growth impacts others. Your obedience creates ripple effects. This awareness deepens responsibility. Archangel Michael's initial warning echoes faintly in the background, not as threat, but as reminder. Pay attention. Do not lose this time. Even in acceleration, vigilance is necessary. Success can distract as easily as failure. Guard your character fiercely. Integrity is more valuable than influence. Authenticity is more powerful than applause. Remain aligned internally even as expansion increases externally. The next stage will bring confirmation in a way that leaves no room for doubt. Something tangible will solidify. A breakthrough that proves this journey was divinely orchestrated. But before that final confirmation arrives, your faith must remain steady. You are no longer asking whether destiny is activating. You are witnessing it unfold. Step by step, decision by decision, alignment by alignment. Stay grounded. Stay grateful. Stay focused. The culmination is near, and what is about to seal this season will require not only gratitude, but generous participation in the very mission that awakened you. Prepare your heart. The final revelation carries both blessing and responsibility. Victorious one, this is the sealing of the season. What began as a warning has become a witness. What started as urgency has transformed into evidence. Your destiny is no longer activating quietly. It is standing in front of you, undeniable and alive. Archangel Michael's voice that once said, Pay attention. Don't lose this time. Now resounds with confirmation. You did not ignore the nudge. You did not retreat into fear. You did not surrender to distraction. You moved. You aligned. You committed. And because you responded, heaven responded. Look at what has shifted within you. Your mindset is sharper. Your boundaries are stronger. Your discipline is steadier. You are not the same person who first heard the warning. You are refined. You are focused. You are awake. This final stage is not about striving. It is about stewardship. Destiny has opened. Now you must manage it with wisdom. The doors that are opening are not temporary excitement. They are assignments. They carry responsibility. You may already see tangible signs. Opportunities that once felt distant are now within reach. Conversations are aligning in your favor. Resources are flowing with less resistance. Even challenges are producing growth instead of confusion. This is manifestation meeting maturity. But hear this clearly. The warning never expires. Do not lose this time is not just about one decision. It is about maintaining vigilance in every new level. Success can be as distracting as failure if you allow comfort to dull your edge. Archangel Michael remains stationed over your progress, not because danger is imminent, but because importance is increasing. The greater your influence, the greater your need for discernment. The higher you rise, the more humility must anchor you. You are stepping into a season where others will look to you for clarity. Your story will inspire. Your transformation will encourage. Your discipline will challenge those who once doubted you. Do not shrink from this visibility. You earned it through obedience. There may still be moments of testing ahead, not to push you backward, but to strengthen your foundation further. When they come, remember this journey. Remember the exposure that refined you. Remember the restructuring that stabilized you. Remember the bold commitment that accelerated you. You are no longer in survival mode. You are in assignment mode. This is the fulfillment of activation. And yet destiny is never only personal. It is generational. It ripples outward. The growth you experienced was never meant to stop with you. Others are standing where you once stood, confused, hesitant, distracted. They are waiting for confirmation like the one that reached you. That is why this moment carries responsibility beyond gratitude. You are called not only to receive but to release. Not only to grow but to give. Before we close this sacred message, seal it with declaration. Type "I will not lose my destiny" in the comments if you are committed to stewarding this season with courage. Blessing code 1212 has just been activated over your path. And now hear this final call carefully, because it flows directly from everything you have walked through. As your destiny has been activated, this is your moment to activate someone else's breakthrough. The Lord declares, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." That promise is not ancient history. It is living and breathing over you right now. I feel called to sow into this mission. That thought rising within you is not pressure. It is divine invitation. Just as Archangel Michael guarded your turning point, your super thanks, your membership, or your seed through the PayPal link in the description becomes a shield and a light for countless others searching for direction. This is holy partnership. This is sowing into fertile ground where souls are awakened and destinies are restored. Do not delay obedience. Release your support today. Let your giving become a prophetic act that unlocks increase, protection, and expansion over your own life. Step forward now and seal this season with generosity.